Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I want to play some Windwalker Frostmage HPAL, kind of walk you through some games to share with you guys what I have been playing recently. This is one of the most popular comps that I've been playing. I wouldn't recommend it really to everyone. It's played with a Holy Pally and a Windwalker, and it's not like crazy OP or anything, but the way you can do swaps and the way you can do burst kills from people 100 to 0 makes it look really OP, and it's really fun. So if that's the kind of playstyle that you like, that burst playstyle, I would definitely recommend it. But if you're the kind of person that likes kind of like rot pressure or, you know, spread pressure, I would definitely not recommend it. So here we go. Okay, so hopping into our first game, what I really want you guys to focus on is this portion of the screen, which is the Gladius, CC, DRs, trinkets, etc. Okay, so we're going to want to get triple CC as best we can. That means CC on the Rogue, CC on the Warlock, CC on the Pally, not the Pally, the Shaman, while we do our goes. So we can either do big goes onto the Warlock, or we can do big goes onto the Shaman, or if the Rogue has no trinket, we can really do big goes onto the Rogue as well. So it's really any of the three that we really decide to do. Right here, we are doing a go onto the Shaman. We paralyze him into a Hajj. The Warlock gets leg swept, but he does go ahead and trinket it. Actually, I think we're going onto the Shaman in this, the Warlock on this first go. So what we kind of do here is paralyze the Shaman, and if the Shaman has Earth Shield, or if the Shaman's not in a good spot, we'll go ahead and just Hajj him after and go onto the Warlock. But if the Shaman is in a good spot, or he doesn't have Earth Shield, or maybe he, makes himself open to a swap, opportunity, or the Warlock ports too early, we'll just CC the Warlock and the Rogue and go on the Shaman out of the Paralyze. So here in this opener, we actually CC the Shaman and go on the Warlock, where we could have easily CC the Shaman, win the Shaman with CC on the Warlock as well. So, it just kind of depends how the game rolls out, who has Earth Shield, who's positioned where, etc. They both take the gate here. I'm kind of hitting the Rogue just for a second, seeing if we can force any cooldowns. My Monk does chase the Warlock and the Shaman over to the other pillar. Now the Shaman still has trinket available. The Warlock has no trinket, so we could definitely do another go onto the Warlock. We could also do a go on the Shaman because he has no Earth Shield. We could definitely kill through a lot of cooldowns with our composition. The Shaman gets Hajj with that touch of death. So this is in so much damage in this setup. I had that flurry proc before we even started, so he goes into the Hajj at about 84% life. And then here's my Icy Veins, my Orb, my Blizzard, my Common Storm, my Ice Nova, and he has to trinket. So he does trinket and he does wall. So now at this point in the game, the Shaman has no trinket, he has no wall. Warlock's taking a lot of damage. Warlock has the Earth Shield. Warlock also has no trinket. So we could really force a kill onto the Shaman or to the Warlock right here, depending on, whatever, basically who has Earth Shield and who puts himself in a better spot to kill. I'm not going to have Trinket for this next go. I am forced into my Ice Block because of that Vendetta cooldown from the Assassination Rogue. So I am just going to sit in this Ice Block, let my Pally top me up until our next go. So as you guys can see, in between our goes, people are just sitting at full HP. We're not trying to kill right now. We're really not. We are hanging out. I am, trying to stay alive. I'm Frostbolting to gain Icicles. Once again, I want to tell you guys that Frostbolt does not deal burst damage. Frostbolt is for gaining burst damage. So when you're bursting, you're not casting Frostbolt. That's one of the #1 mistakes I see from newer mages. If you're casting Frostbolt to burst, you're doing it wrong. Frostbolt is not to do damage. It's just to get Icicles. It's just to get flurries and get you ready to do damage. So I hope that's helpful. So here we go, guys. We are setting up for our final setup of the game. Paralyze goes out on the Shaman. He does have that Earth Shield, but he's isolated alone behind the pillar. Warlock is sitting in that full polymorph, trying to make my way over to the Shaman. I Frost Nova the Rogue. He cannot get out of that unless he cloaks or vanishes. The Warlock's in that full polymorph, and I have him, or I have Counterspell 1, 2, 3, so if he does get out of that, I can Counterspell his next cast. Shaman's right here in a 3-second leg sweep. I'm going to blink behind the pillar. I'm going to use my Flurry first, because I had that proc. I'm going to use my Common Storm, and then my Orb just came up, so I'm going to use my Orb, and then my Ice Nova. We kill him in I think that was a leg sweep, into a Hajj, into a Belf Silence, off the Paralyze, with triple CC, and all of our damage. So guys, this comp might look very overpowered. You might be like, holy crap, you guys just blew up that Shaman if you just look at it at face value. But if you really take a look at what goes behind the scenes in getting that kill, it's that triple CC. It's that, all of that damage saved up and then exploded onto the Shaman all at once. It's just so much fun and so awesome to play. So here we are fighting a Havoc Demon Hunter and Arms Warrior and Holy Priest. Definitely one of the more common comps right now. Actually, Holy Priest and Arshams and all of the stuff that just got nerfed. I made a video on it like 2 days ago. The patches are in, the hotfix is in, and it came out yesterday. I have not played since. I'm going to go ahead and test it out tonight, so I'm very excited, and I'll let you guys know what I think tomorrow. But look at this. So we're doing another setup here onto the Priest. We get that Paralyzed, the Touch of Death, and the leg sweep. The Warrior was in a leg sweep as well. He go ahead and trinkets it, and the Demon Hunter's in that polymorph. So guys, triple CC. Always want to make sure things are looking very clean. We do get the Warrior's trinket. I resheep that Demon Hunter. We get the Guardian from the Priest, the Rallying Cry from the Warrior, the Ray of Hope from the Priest, the trinket from the Priest, and the trinket from the Warrior, all in that opener. So if we can get another good setup either on the Priest, another good setup maybe on the Warrior, we could even do some, now that the Demon Hunter trinketed, a Demon Hunter is a great kill target. If we force his auto blur and then do a go on him after that, I don't think he'll be able to survive. Got Mind Control down, coming back up as soon as I can. Frostbolting, once again, Frostbolting, guys, to gain damage, not to do damage, not to burst, but to get procs, to get icicles, so that I have more damage when we're ready to burst. Now, when we're ready to burst, I'm not going to be casting Frostbolt. Okay, I'm not going to be casting Frostbolt when I'm doing damage. Frostbolt does not do damage. It lets you get, you know, burst pressure to do damage. Get that polymorph. Now look at this. Both of them are training me. I popped the temperature, trying to get that resheep. But look, I used my Ice Lance, I used my Flurry. I'm using, you know, all of my other damaging abilities. I have Comet Storm, Ice Nova, Orb, all that kind of stuff ready to go for my next burst onto the DPS when we get another CC chain onto the healer. Okay, here we could also do a go onto the Priest, we could do a go onto the Warrior, or we could go onto the Demon Hunter. I think Demon Hunter is probably the best target by now. He is low on defensive, so he has no trinket. If we get any type of CC on the Priest, you know, it could just be Chi-Chi. Trying to get that poly on the Priest, I do get stopped, interrupted there. Priest has so many stops. I do get sacrificed low. Good sack there by my Paladin. We only have one block, and I think that's the second sack as well. So we, you know, it's crunch time. We have to get a kill pretty soon here. Counterspell on the Priest into that full polymorph. Demon Hunter is definitely vulnerable right here, or Warrior is as well. We get a Fist of Fury. We get that Hammer of Justice coming out, going for that resheep onto the Priest. Do land that resheep. The Darkness comes out. Not sure if he's going to die through it or not, and he does go down. So nice CC there. But once again, guys, how many Frostbolts did I cast in that last kill? Probably 1 or 0, or 0 or 1. Get that full polymorph. We're orbing, we're blizzarding, we're comet storming, we're ice novaing, we're resheeping, we're ice lancing again, we're repolymorphing, and the guy goes down. How many Frostbolts do I ever cast during my kills, period? 0, guys. Frostbolt doesn't, it's not designed in PvP to do damage, and that's the #1 thing I want to teach you guys with this video. I think it's very, very important for a lot of mages coming from PvE or coming from different parts of the game or just leveling, whatever, casual play. You're probably like, oh, we got CC, let me do some damage, let me Frostbolt. No, 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 no. Frostbolt, you're going to get kicked on it. Frostbolt, if you do get it off, you're going to do about 2% of their life. It doesn't do very much damage. Frostbolt is a slow, it's a snare, it builds icicles, it builds flurry procs, but it doesn't burst down your enemies. And here's another prime example of that. We're fighting Arms Warrior, Enhance Shaman, and Resto Shaman. The Shaman, I want you guys to note, is Orc Relentless. Whenever we see a healer playing Relentless, or definitely a Shaman playing Orc Relentless, we just get so excited. We're like, oh my gosh, do you want to classic him? And I guess it's a little inside joke, but we call it the classic because we do it to some of our friends, and they just flop every time. It's just the classic. So anyway, we set up with that Paralyze with the Touch of Death into the leg sweep. Guys, remember, he has no trinket. He's playing Relentless. There's nothing he can do about this. Out of the leg sweep, it looks like we're going to get some follow CC with that Bell of Silence, that Hammer of Justice, and he just goes down. He just goes down. So that's why if you're a Resto Shaman, you're fighting a burst comp, but definitely Windwalker Mage, you have to play Trinket. Also, the Enhance Shaman should be playing Trinket. They should be playing triple Trinket right here. If they're playing triple Trinket, we have to force more cooldowns. We have to force more outs. When we get triple CC, they can Trinket it, win or interrupt us. We have to do a whole nother go just from that one Trinket interruption. Here we are in a final game versus Shadow Priest, Boomkin, our Shaman. The Boomkin is playing Adaptation. If I was playing like Ring of Frost, we could get that off. The thing is with Boomkin Adaptation, the only thing that really procs it is Hammer of Justice or Leg Sweep. So it's actually probably good that he's playing Adaptation, because I can't sheep it off, remember, because he's a Boomkin. And I don't have Ring of Frost. I can't really proc it in any way. What I really want to show you guys is the setups here, though. So we want to go onto the Shaman. We want to CC the Shadow Priest and the Boomkin. It's going to look something like a sheep on the Shadow Priest. Have the Boomkin on my focus target so I can counterspell Cyclone so we can't peel us on our goes, and go on the Shaman. Right here I am Beam Silence, though, so we're going to have to wait a second before we do a big go. I get Mind Bombed, I get Cyclone as well. I trinket the Cyclone, I sheep the Priest, and I have that Boomkin on my focus just like we talked about. So if he casts Cyclone, I'm ready to focus counterspell it right away. Sheep the trinket onto the Priest, popping so many cooldowns here onto the Shaman. The stuns come out, the belts come out, he gets to 1%, and the Priest does get that life swap off. So that trinket from the Priest really saving the Shaman there. We also get the Boomkin so low. Gets almost to like 1% again, but he does manage to go bear form and survive. Back onto the Shaman now. Shaman is playing Relentless. Priest has no trinket, no swap. If we can just live like 1 or 2 more good goes, the game should be over. However, the Boomkin does pop his offensive cooldowns. He's playing Incarnation, and this is scary time for us. This is the time where we want to just sit back, relax, run, sheep things, kind of just wait for our next go, because we don't want to be head on into Incarn for very long, or else we'll just all go down. Getting Cycloned, I don't even mind it that much. I have 5 Icicles built up for our burst pressure. I have that Flurry proc ready to go. Just to mention, guys, I am playing Comet Storm and Ice Nova here. I'm not playing Glacial Splitting Ice, and I think that's kind of obvious, but I'll touch on it anyway. It's because I'm doing instant cast burst setups, right? I'm not doing spread pressure. I'm not doing random big goes. We're doing very precise, calculated, coordinated goes. So right here, once you get paralyzed out on the Shaman, I think has Earth Shield, but I think we're gonna kill him through it because he is Relentless. We have all of our cooldowns, and they have no appeals available. Priest goes into that Polymorph. I have that Counterspell available for the Cyclone being casted. Counterspell the Cyclone. Priest is in the Sheep. Shaman's in the stun. Triple CC. Can't get better than that. Shaman goes into that stun with the Touch of Death, with the Orb, with the Comet Storm, with the Ice Nova. I'm going to just go ahead and block the CC, and the Shaman does go down. So just like that, guys. Triple CC, get the setups, get your damage. How many Frostbolts did I cast to kill that Shaman? 0. Donut, baby. You do not cast Frostbolt to do damage. That's the #1 thing I want you guys to take from this video. I keep repeating myself, but it's so important. Every time I watch, lower rated mages gameplay, or a mage just coming from a different aspect of the game and they're PvPing, they're Frostbolting to do damage, and it's just like, no. Comet Storm, Ice Nova, Ice Lance, Orb. These are your damage dealers if you're going for an instant cast burst setup. If you're going for a burst setup that's casted, Glacial Spike, Ebon Bolt, something like that, Frostbolt isn't going to do the damage you need to actually land a kill. Guys, if this video is helpful, make sure to thumbs the video up. It really helps me out. Thumbs it down if you didn't like the video, and talk to me in the comments about what you guys want to see for next time. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!